Imagine having your life torn apart in minutes. The world you knew as happy and carefree crumbles with one phone call. The world of being raised, loved, supported, and protected by your parents vanish. My parents were close to celebrating their 25th wedding anniversary. In fact, it was 2 days away. This was my normal, my safe place. I had never experienced any other way of life when a phone call suddenly took that away from me. I was 19, still young, naive, and very dependent on mommy and daddy. I needed them. I needed them both. I needed them to help me figure out this life. One minute, I'm enjoying pizza and silly cartoons with my young son, and the next minute, I cannot breathe. My life was forever changed. How was I supposed to go on without my daddy? Growing up, I had the fortune of never knowing death. Death to me was growing old and gray and passing from this life into a celebrated homecoming in heaven. My dad was 43 and far from old and gray. Grief is devastating. It is indescribable, quite possibly the worst feeling in the world. It is breathtaking, a condition that stops life. That is what grief was to me. A great long depression followed the death of my daddy. I was quite certain I may never recover. The house I grew up in was now plastered in painful memories. My mother was lost, and I was unable to comfort her. My once whole family was now incomplete without his presence. Life would never be the same. This statement still rings true today. My life has really never felt normal or complete, and I suppose it never will, as half of my beginning is missing. The only difference is that I have chose how to live my life after his death. I could either continue to wither and drown in my grief, or I could pick myself up and do the best I could to honor his memory. Eventually, I was able to find strength through his death. I wanted to make him proud. My teenage years were bumpy. I had my son at age 17. My dad, though disappointed, was very supportive. He had desires for my life. He wanted me to be successful. I remember saying, the day he died actually, that him and my mom loved me very much and would always be there for me. He wanted me to provide a safe, loving, and financially stable life for my son. He not only wanted these things, but was confident that I could achieve them. And how could I argue? He was right. Although I had some bumps in the road, this did not define my character or my future. I had goals, and while it took me a long time to achieve these goals, I'm doing it. I went from being a teenage mother to a wife, a mother of 2, and a registered nurse. This outcome has taken me 15 years to achieve, but when I felt like giving up, his memory and his words remind me of who I am and what I can accomplish if I keep moving. My dad's death does not define me as I once felt it would, but rather encouraged me to be better. As difficult as it has been, his death has produced a life I feel we both can be proud of.